Those are some interesting subjects, very interesting to talk about. Yeah, and I would say like Andrew Tate versus Jordan Peterson, and kind of finding sort of a middle ground, between these two points of view. Jordan Peterson, he's a little bit rules based, and I quite like the way he finds the most ideal. Perhaps ideal isn't the word. It's not about ideals. It's the most philosophically consistent. The most philosophically consistent, guidelines for a balanced society. The most philosophically consistent guidelines for an individual to live a balanced lifestyle. So yes, the most philosophically consistent sort of recommended, guidelines for a person for a person's lifestyle, for a person to live a balanced lifestyle, and then also the most, philosophically and ethically consistent guidelines for a society, actually, and even for international relations and things like that. Jordan Peterson is very, very, very excellent with that. And I would die to see an interview, a debate, really, a exchange of ideas, between Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate. That would be amazing, because Andrew Tate, he's kind of yes, I love Andrew Tate. He's awesome. Okay, let's tackle this. So Jordan Peterson, he has some very philosophically and ethically very consistent ways looking at throughout history, and what are the most philosophically ethically consistent guidelines we can look at from the beginning of civilization up till now that have worked, that have created very strong relationships, and that have fostered the upbringing of very balanced and fostering the upbringing of children to the adults to really be a good help in society, to really so that's Jordan Peterson, so he really justifies the idea of a monogamous marriage. He really kind of brings home what is the who's texting me? Yes, he really kind of brings home the idea, the reason for a committed monogamous heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman, to have children and to bring them up and to produce the most the most balanced emotionally stable environment to bring it up. And whereas Andrew Tate is very interesting because he really he really brings it home, and shines a light on the fact that what we are being sold about how how is it the man is really portrayed as kind of the workhorse of I have to accurately represent this, where he's coming from, because okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, give me one sec. It's all coming in. Okay, right. Okay, so here we go. So So Andrew Tate is awesome in the way that he. Okay, I'm just going to take like one thing that he said and then elaborate it from there, so that we can see these two different points of view here. Jordan Peterson versus Andrew Tate. So, yeah. So yes. So there are so many cases of you know. Okay, so we all want to, a lot of men, you know, and women and men, yeah, so yeah, we do want to have you know, children, and it is like yeah, it's what is it? Yeah, so like the thing that is kind of dangled in front is like, yeah, you got to get this, this is the thing, this is you got to get this. And the thing that is advertised this is the thing that is kind of sold to men, I guess, and women as well. Typically, the thing that is sold to us, that it's like, yeah, we got to get that, you know, and through the media, through you know, culturally, and just it's kind of in our thinking, and it's like, yeah, we got to get that. We got to get that, and but the thing is, by trying to get that, you know, you just, so many people end up in a you know, in a sexless relationship. I can say that in Chinese. 无性婚礼, 无性婚礼, no sex relationship. Yeah, so that's what, you know, so many people, they end up in a sexless, you know, relationship, and then they have these kids that they got to bring up, and now they have all their family and friends like looking at them, at their relationship, and they feel pressured to just continue this thing. And of course there's some benefits to it, you know, and some stability, but yeah, it's just so sad. It's so sad that people have to be stuck in that kind of situation, you know, like it breaks my heart to see that. Yeah, so terrible. So Andrew Tate, he really brings home, and so a lot of young guys and men of all ages and women of all ages are, you know, waking up to this, are seeing that, okay, maybe it's not so, maybe there's another way, maybe there are other ways that we could you know, go about. Let's say we want to raise children, but we don't want to take the risk. We don't want to have such a high risk of ending up in a sexless, you know, relationship, to and be tied down by all these things to raise these children, and end up in this kind of very restricted situation that puts a lot of restrictions on us, puts so much pressure on us. We don't want to end up in that situation. So I guess that's where, you know, you can say ethical polygamy, this concept of ethical polygamy comes up, or I think now they're calling it polyamory, ethical polyamory, whereby, you know, you basically allow your partner to see other people, to have sex with other people if they want to have a sexual relationship with other people if they want to. It's not like they have to, it's like if they want to, right? And yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of, how old am I now? I'm 36, and you know, and sort of, I feel like a baby. I feel like a student of life, you know, like and I just, yeah, I'm happy to to just be a student again, and you know, not be too reckless in my actions. You know, I guess this is like, yeah, we all want to learn, we all want to get better, and I guess one way of learning is just go out and do whatever and do a lot of reckless things and kind of learn. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm just going to learn from my mistakes, and I'm just going to do a lot of reckless shit to learn. But that's not my method. That's not my mindset anymore. Perhaps that's where I used to be at, but I think that was a very frustrating kind of mindset to have. So I think it's more about being more relaxed, I guess. That is not a that one that I just explained that I had okay, just do a lot of reckless thing and learn from my mistakes. That was maybe not such a good mindset to have, because it caused, you know. Now I have a son with my ex girlfriend, and it's not a good relationship between me and her, because I was very reckless, and I wanted to learn, I wanted to get better, but I did it in a very reckless way. So yeah, now it's like I guess I'm just like a student of life. Again, I still do want to break the rules a little bit. I do want to, you know, do things a different way, but I can do things a different way in a good way. I mean, I can do things I can go against the societal norms in a balanced way. You know, like instead of necessarily going to bars to socialize with the opposite sex in particular, and I could just go to the supermarket and or go to the parks and meet people on the street or wherever, instead of the societal norm of going to a bar and paying all this money for alcohol and drinks or coffee or whatever. You know, when you can actually just there's so many other, you know, opportunities, you know, around that where you can interact, where you can socialize with the opposite sex. So I guess that's my, you know, that would be my method, you know, from now on, you know. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the supermarket soon, and I haven't really had much breakfast, but